Hey there, folks. Daniel Fritter from Caliber Magazine doing a very quick update on Bill C21 for Friday, May 19th. As of yesterday, Bill C21 did pass its third reading in the House of Commons to no one's surprise, with the support of the Liberals, the NDP, and the Bloc carrying it through that House and into the Senate, where it has actually already had its first reading as of today. Its second reading in the Senate is scheduled for May 30th, which means that it will be probably heading for the Senate Standing Committee on Public Safety shortly before the House and Senate rise for the summer break at the tail end of June, meaning that the bill will likely either be headed to committee or be in the committee and being debated when the summer break happens. Now, that puts the timing for the bill to kind of come back to light and resume debate around the same time as Minister Marco Mendicino has asked his reconstituted Canadian Firearms Advisory Committee, which has not yet been formed, to provide their recommendations for prohibited firearms to be banned by OIC. For those unfamiliar, what I'm referring to is when the minister announced the most recent changes and amendments to Bill C21 and obviously the push to limit debate and push the bill through. He also announced that he was going to reconstitute the Canadian Firearms Advisory Committee, which has been an entity that for decades has provided subject matter expertise to the government on something that is a very complicated and technical subject, obviously. The committee was stood down during COVID. The members were disbanded and told to go home, effectively, and that there would be no more meetings. There are still chairs of record for the committee, because I do believe that is tied to the committee remaining funded, and if the committee loses its funding, it can be harder to stand back up. However, there is no one on it yet, so they're waiting to see who's going to be on it. But anyways, he said that he was going to reconstitute this CFAC committee, and that the CFAC committee would be charged with making recommendations on firearms to be banned by OIC. This is because Bill C21, which is what we were discussing and is heading to the Senate, or is in the Senate currently, bans or looks to ban pretty much all semi-automatic center-fire long guns designed after Bill C21 receives royal assent, which is a very strange way to make a law, I understand, and it doesn't make any sense. But the important part is that while C21 bans all of those guns moving forward, the CFAC mission statement is effectively to ban guns looking backwards. This came up in the House of Commons while C21 was being debated, with Elizabeth May actually raising the issue of the SKS after it was used in a robbery in her riding. And the parliamentary secretary for public safety rose in the House and said that the government would effectively direct CFAC to look at the SKS because that is the kind of rifle they believe should be banned. So effectively, we can expect the CFAC recommendations to probably mimic the list of guns provided by the former amendment G46, which for the really astute of you, you'll recall is part of the previous package of amendments that the Liberals withdrew around Christmas time of last year under a whole bunch of pressure because Amendment G46 specifically listed a whole pile of guns that they wanted to ban, many of which were hunting guns, such as the SKS, the Browning BAR, the Ruger No. 1, etc., etc. So it looks like they're just going to take that list and give it to CFAC and then say that CFAC came up with the list instead and then ban those same guns in the fall. Now, that is, of course, if all of this isn't an election feint anyways. Obviously, the Liberal polling numbers are down. It's going to get very interesting soon as the numbers start to get very low, when caucus members start to realize that the current leader is not the leader that they will have after the next election. And suddenly allegiances start shifting as they start to realize that maybe they want to keep their job more than help Justin Trudeau keep his. But we'll have to see how that shakes out. I'll have another video coming on this probably next week as we know more, and we're going to be doing launching a series of interviews and whatnot as we dig into this. So I will see you guys probably next week. Have a great long weekend, and yeah, stay frosty. Have a good one.